Hey, Liverpool One Church Life Groups, I am delighted that you guys are just hanging out tonight and just remaining relationally connected. It's so important for that to happen in order for you to feel like you're part of the live stream of Liverpool One Church. As always, a huge thanks to all of our hosts. We love you, we're grateful for you, we're appreciative. And hey, this Sunday we were talking a continuation in our series about invisible idols, and we spoke about this idea of having a mentality that is defeatist, that is defeatism. And that's almost like when your soul loses the willingness to fight anymore. And we explored the life of Joseph. And one of the observations that we made was that in the life of Joseph, when he first receives that prayer that he gets about him one day being the ruler and about all of his family and brothers and father bowing down to him, he was 17 years of age. But we then went and jumped forward and started to explore and look at how he ended up being seated in the most senior position in all of Egypt, apart from Pharaoh himself. He was the prime minister, but the distance between Joseph receiving that dream about how one day he was going to be a person of influence and power, to then him actually living in the fulfillment of that dream, was a time period of 13 years. Joseph was 17 when he started to dream, and he was 30 when he lived it out. There was a gap. It was a gap that was filled with tension between what Joseph was expecting to live out and what he was experiencing. And during that gap, he endured many trials. He ended up being sold by his brothers into slavery. He ended up working in a palace for Potiphar. He then ended up being accused of rape, which was a crime that he never even committed. He ended up being thrown into prison, where he was there for years before anybody even remembered him. And what we were trying to do on Sunday was draw the parallel of what it's like in our life when it feels as though we're stuck at 13 years, or 13 being representative of 13 years that Joseph had to endure. And 13 for you might not be prison, and it might not, being a slave, but every single one of us knows what it's like to feel the tension of just not experiencing what we're expecting. And one of the key takeaways really was an idea about how it's the gap that grows you. And actually, whilst we don't like to acknowledge this, we understand from Scripture that oftentimes it's in the gap where we feel lost and abandoned. It's that time and season where God will use that time to remove from you what is not helpful for your future and to add to your life that which is required for you to become all that the dream expects of you. For example, we learned that when Joseph was 17, he understood all about the what of the dream. What am I going to become? But what he missed out was he didn't understand why he was going to become all of those things. And God will always use the gap to grow you, to add to your life what is needed in this next season. And that really was one of the three major life lessons that we learned. So hey, tonight I want us to talk about a couple of ideas. Primarily, I want to ask you this question. Have you ever been stuck in 13? Maybe you're stuck there right now. Have you ever been in a season where you can associate so closely to what Joseph experienced? Have you been stuck at 13? And then maybe if you are stuck at 13, what are you going to do about it now? Or if you've been stuck at 13 previously, what have you found has been helpful and what's not been helpful at all? Have a great night tonight, guys. Can't wait to see you in church this coming Sunday. You don't want to miss it. Love you.